If you're looking to build muscle, lose fat, or do both at the same time, eating a consistent diet is the most important thing that you can do. But it's usually the hardest part. So I want to share a 4-step process to make this as simple as possible. It'll be a beginner's guide to starting a healthy meal plan. I'll talk about how to calculate target calories and macros, create a schedule for the week, getting the right containers to store your food, and whether or not you actually need a food scale to weigh your food and track things moving forward. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. The first step is to find target calories and macros, and to make this easy, I have a spreadsheet. There are 3 different sections. All you have to do is change the cells highlighted in yellow. In this first section, we have target calories. To find that, you can just go online and find a BMR calculator. Your BMR is basal metabolic rate, which is the number of calories you need to eat per day to maintain your weight. If that's your goal, you would put 2,700 right here. I know a lot of you guys are trying to put on mass, so I put plus 300 calories is a lean bulk for 3,000. These are arbitrary numbers, but these are not. The weight loss goals here are based on actual pounds of fat you want to lose. So if you want to lose a pound of fat in a week, we already know that there are 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. So that means you have to be at a deficit of 3,500. Divide that by 7 days, you're looking at 500 calorie deficit per day to lose that 1 pound of fat. Once you have this entered here, the next section is to find daily targets for your macros and calories. All you have to do is make sure these percentages add up to 100%. These are percentages of your total daily calories coming from each of these macros. 40% carbs, 40% protein, 20% fat. This is when you want to ask yourself, how realistic is this going to be? Because notice 300 grams of protein each and every day can be quite a lot, especially if you're not used to eating lean protein. If you snack quite a bit and you cook with a bunch of oil, 67 grams of fat goes by real quick. In this case, 40-40-20 might not be the most reasonable thing to do, so I would recommend 50% carbs, 25% protein, and 25% fat. This way, 188 grams of protein is a lot more doable, as well as giving you more to play with in terms of carbs and fat. This next section is simple enough. Just change this to the number of times you want to eat per day. It says number of meals each day, but that's really a number of times you eat protein each day. The next step is to move it over to a whiteboard or a planner so you can get a visual to see what your weekly meal schedule looks like. I like having a monthly view. I use a whiteboard so I can erase, rearrange, but whatever works for you. First thing we want to do is put the number of meals we're eating per day, 5. Next, you want to put your calorie targets and your macro targets for each day, which we got from the section 2 of the spreadsheet. And so I already did that for this first week. The next thing you want to put is 1 or 2 days in the week that you're going to commit to going grocery shopping. You can go grocery shopping whenever you want, but at the very least, you must go on the days you schedule ahead of time. The wild card. Now, this is where it gets fun. This is a day that you can choose to fall off your diet, eat whatever you want. Doesn't mean you're going to, but you give yourself that permission. If you have social events and if you know that Friday night you're gonna go out drinking and eat good food, you wanna give yourself that permission to do that. But at the same time, I find that if you're on your plan, a lot of times you're gonna reach that day and decide, you know what, I'm not gonna take advantage of the wild card, I'm doing so good. It's like a double win because you give yourself a planned, I guess you could call it cheat meal, but at the same time, you don't necessarily take that option. So in this way, it builds discipline and accountability so that you don't impulsively eat bad food. The next step is to find the right containers to store your food. If you eat a lot of salads, I would opt for more single section containers. No divider makes it super versatile. This is a little bit big for a grab and go option, but this is 8 cups, holds about 1.8 liters. This is a single section, more of a grab and go. It's smaller, 4.7 cups or 1.1 liters. I'm not a fan of microwaving plastic. If you don't mind, then that's fine. But I would say opt for higher quality. You will have to replace your containers eventually anyway. Might as well have them last longer. There are triple section containers. This one just doesn't hold as much as I need it to. A lot of your meals are gonna be protein, carbs. So if you wanna find some that are double section to split that and you care about that sort of thing, go ahead and do that. Do you want large containers for bulk storage? This is where you want to ask yourself, would you rather have grab and go, where you pack all your meals ahead of time so you can just grab and go? Or would you rather bulk store all your cooked food and then as you need it, scoop it out into individual containers? Both ways work. I find that if you individually pack a bunch of glass Tupperwares, that takes up a whole lot of room in your fridge. This saves on space and it saves on doing dishes as well. The fourth and final step is, do you need one of these? A digital food scale. Short answer is no, I don't think you do. I don't think you have to weigh everything to start eating healthy or to see results. You might be saying, well, what was all this about tracking macros and calories? I don't think it's important to get exact numbers, or I don't even think it's possible to get exact numbers. There's always going to be an error. But if you repeat the same process consistently over time, that's what matters. All we're looking for is data over time. Sure, this will give you more accurate data over time, so it's a benefit maybe when you're first starting out to learn what food looks like and then get in the habit of weighing things. But if you eat the same food over and over and you repeat the process, you can look at it and guess that's probably how much I need to eat. Like, let me show you an example here. Let me grab something from my fridge. This chicken breast, this weighs 1.26 pounds. Every 1 pound of chicken breast has about 100 grams of protein. This is 1 1/4 pounds. So all you do is take 25 grams of protein and add it to 100. That's 125 grams of protein in this. And a lot of the things you buy at the store have nutrition labels. So I don't think it's so much that we need a digital food scale as we need to understand how to read food labels. Weighing your food and tracking all the numbers is probably the hardest part of the process, but it's not required. And I don't want it to deter you from doing the other steps in this video. I might make a part 2 showing you how to actually weigh your food, but watch this video right here to learn about the daily fitness habits that are actually gonna get you results. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Until next time, see ya.